Hello, hello. Happy day today. Look at the beautiful flowers. Right? Love them. Let's get into the reading for today. I got new cards. It's funny. Every time I go to Nanaimo, I go to this wild woman's medicine shop, and they have so many tarot decks in there. Well, not just tarot, divination tools. And usually I'm completely overwhelmed with all the options, and not all of them are open, so you can like check them out and stuff. I like to hold them and look at the artwork and, get a whole rounded feel of it. And so I don't usually buy anything. But this time, I just had to. So we'll pull those ones out in a minute or 7. Okay, let's see. Openness. The energy of openness helps you take an open and honest look at yourself. Quite often, we have all kinds of saboteurs working against us at a subconscious level, thus preventing us from feeling what really occupies us. This energy helps us to recognize this and to experience ourselves at a deeper level. Take up the challenge to speak your own truth. Okay. So, yes, most times, I think maybe all the time even, the saboteurs exist within our own minds, and how we choose to handle, deal, acknowledge, release them determines their success. Okay. And we no longer, because we recognize ourselves as powerful, as worthy, as loving, as able to receive, creatures of the divine, we choose to not give those thoughts any powers. We choose to embody only the thoughts that empower. Okay, and it's not about never receiving those other thoughts. They're just swirling around in the atmosphere around us. And so we're bound to pick up a thought or two. But we do not need to hold them. We don't need to plant them in our garden and watch them grow into something, right? Okay, I have these little, I got these too at that little medicine shop. They're called Seeds of Intent. It's a tiger's eye, a rose quartz, and an amethyst. Okay, let's look at Perthro and what Perthro has to tell us. The two-headed snake, with her third eye open, is able to see all that is fated and has yet to manifest. Let's see. Two-headed snake, third eye open. Living between the known and unknown, she counts prophecy as her domain. Cosmic and primal laws unfold before her, and she moves between their patterns, playing out her unique journey with the choices she makes of her own free will. Perthro, like Iwaz, is a deeply mystical rune and deals with the fundamental mysteries of the universe, such as the flow of individual and collective fate. The arrival of Perthro in a reading is a good omen if an outcome is yet unknown. It represents individual choice interacting with fate. There is an underlying joyfulness to this rune. It is also a birthing rune connected to women's mysteries, which, given the inherent risks and initially unknown outcomes, is probably why it is also connected to gambling for the ancients. Good omen, fate, the unknown, initiation. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so this using your free will to move you through your life. It's kind of what I was talking about at the beginning, right? Choosing what you give your attention to, right? You have these things coming towards you, and you decide whether you pull it in and hold on to it, bring it into your garden, plant it, fertilize it, nurture it, and have it grow. And so the conscious act of taking control of your life and accepting your worthiness of who you are, worthiness of being, you are only choosing those things that empower you, that bring you joy, that fill your heart with love, right? You're no longer taking things out of obligation or out of self-saboteuring, right? Oh, I should probably have some of these yucky things because I have so many of these other things, and I, I'm not that good that I could only have all the good things, so I should have some, whatever the narrative is that we tell ourselves consciously or subconsciously, but they're there, right? And sometimes they are also in our or from our family members, right? People in our family subtly, sort of, or not so subtly, kiboshing, tearing down, devaluing, right? And then we are kind of programmed to think and believe the same way. And then we carry those thoughts with us. And then we hear them. But that's an example of planting those thoughts into our garden, and then they become a part of our garden, right? And we are in the process of, or have successfully weeded all those out, right? This is the part of tuning into yourself, this dedication to self, to the nurturing of your garden. You're going through every single thing that is growing in there and deciding, hey, where did I get this? Is this bringing me joy? Or is this, infecting or affecting negatively the other plants in my garden? Oh, beautiful. The lion. That's some power right there. Superpowers. Okay, fire. Of course it's fire. Sun power. This lion. Patient, regal, a complete master. The lion is a master of the 5 elements and the living mascot of self-transformation. A lion personality dedicates their life to personal and spiritual growth. This dedication inspires some and intimidates others. Therefore, the lion is respected by all, but known intimately by few. Some mistake the lion as hard to access or aloof, yet those with a keener eye know better. Lions are observant, stealth, and precise in their words and actions. They do not waste energy or resources. This card reminds us that self-mastery is available to all, no matter where our quest begins. When in balance, the epitome of peace and strength. When out of balance, withdrawn and too serious, to bring into balance daily meditation and friendship. Beautiful. Okay, this is that self-mastery, that tending to one's own garden. Okay. Okay. Let's get into the tarot. And see what comes up for us. What additional messages and supporting communication comes. Okay. Let's see. Oh, that's beautiful. We got the Magician, and it looks like the Ace of Wands, which is a fast, powerful, fiery, new spark of creation. Yes, Ace of Wands and the Magician. This is you. This is you. Okay, the master of your garden. And we are talking, well, all the gardens, but the metaphorical ones, right? And the spark of creation. This is the ability to manifest the things that you think of. Okay, this is the part of being in a balanced, joyful state of self-mastery and release. You need to be able to release the things in tandem with receiving. So there's a constant give and receive. This is that balance. This is that dichotomy that's everywhere, right? Light and dark, give, receive, death and rebirth. Or death and birth, right? It's all part of it. Okay. And this is that utilizing of the will too. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, ho, ho. There's the balance. The devils, the doubts, the fears, the saboteurs, the weeds. For some people, it's the slugs that come and eat your tomato plants, right? The subtle little things that exist, that sneak in and that wreak havoc. Okay. So we have the Queen of Cups and this honoring, letting go, balance, stability. So this is your ability to release the old versions, honor them with gratitude, right? This is what makes you both a King of Swords. This is the ability to cut away, discern, be precise, be diligent in the process, right? There's no haphazard releasing. It's all or nothing. You have to fully let it go. Otherwise, it's still there, right? And the Empress, this is the holding of the frequency. This Queen of Cups, she's very much embodied in her emotional stability, right? She's aware that she is an overflowing cup, and she's sitting confidently in that knowing. There's like a flow, going with the flow. This is that movement, the allowing things to flow through her and not sticking to her. Okay, which is holding of the frequency. The Empress very much holds the frequency of love, of balance, of creation. Okay, this is dedication, which is fair with the self-mastery, self-dedication. And it's a balance as well to utilizing your will and creation, and also the release, letting go of the things, right? And this is the Knight of Cups. This is the messenger knight, the one who delivers the goods, right? He's got this cup here, and he's moving fast forward, passionately, the red, right? Even his path is red and white, so pure intent. So this is the good stuff coming, being drawn in towards the Empress, because her holding of the frequency of radiating, is also attracting. And so this is attracting the things that you manifest towards you through your dedication and balance of releasing. Okay, this is your taking control and creating your own world here. We've got these two worlds in the back. It's like the old world and the new world being created, seeing through the veils, having your hand in your own creation. Okay, and this is consolidating your resources. This is the ability to recognize the things that aren't serving you and letting them go. Okay, and it's not so obvious, like some things that need to be let go, people, places, and things. They're not necessarily devils, right? They're not these horny, well, they could be horny, but, with horns and all googly and gross and, obvious as something that's not good for you. They could be, right? They look like cups, just like the other ones. This is more about energy, right? And there are just some things that, if it's like non-reciprocating, or it's just energy spilling over into an area, and it's not holding. It's like a waste, almost a waste of energy. And so by removing those things, right, like rivulets, damming up the rivulets, so you empower the main flow. And this is the creating boundaries against the dark thoughts when it comes to your intuition and your inner knowing and the things that aren't seen here. Okay, and that's why the devil is there. Because the devil is the one who pipes up and is like, well, how do you know that? There's no evidence of that. Just because you think it doesn't mean it's true. Just because you felt it, just because you feel like you know it, right? There, it's the little voice in the back that makes you doubt your power, your worthiness, your abilities, your sense of self. Okay? Because things are happening in behind the scenes that you can't see, that you have had a hand in, that you are manifesting, right? And we've got this like subtle little spirally cloud here. I don't know if it's not really focusing here, but that's coming up, and it's kind of like holding your arm here, and it feels very much like support from your divine spirit team. Okay, that's like empowering you to create, to dream, to manifest. Okay, and then we have this shadowed figure here behind this wall of swords, okay, which again is your mastery, your King of Swords mastery of setting boundaries, cutting away, releasing, right? And so, and then your intuition, the moon. And it's also things yet to be revealed, okay? And so, the devil's being on this side of it. It's a guarding against those thoughts that disempower, right? Especially when it comes to your creative sparks of inspiration, sparks of creative ideas and things that come to you when you are in this receiving state, right? That's what you need to guard against any doubts on. Oh, I got this great idea. Oh, but, somebody might have already thought of it, or nobody's going to want that, or, all these thoughts that want to infect it, affect it, defect it, right? That's what you're guarding against here. And when you are successful in that guarding, it can come to you, right? And this is the will. This is the free will. This is your choosing what plants you take home and put in your garden, what thoughts you hold on to and allow access to your fertile soils, right? I'm totally excited about my garden right now. I just got like a whole flat of plants that I'm going to plant later, and I'm pretty excited about that. So, and the springtime. So yeah, if there's a lot of garden metaphors and plants metaphors, that's why. But it's so true. It's like, it's relevant. It's so relevant because, you know, you have to remove the dead old plants in there from last year to make space for the new ones to grow. You have to rip away, tear away, cut away the weeds and the things that want to take up space and suck up resources, right? And there's a balancing state to the nurturing and caring and tending for your garden to bloom, right? You play an active role in what and how your garden grows. And so it's completely relevant. So there you go. Okay. Ooh, we had a tower fall out during my little ranty poo there. Tower on the things happening behind the scenes. So something is happening, something's growing that you can't see that is going to cause a tower. It's going to cause a upheaval, a point of no return. Yeah, right. Towers can be like an epiphany, like maybe this is the first time you have ever considered the garden metaphor as a metaphor to life, and just in hearing that, it changes how you think of everything. And that is a tower. That's an example of a tower moment, right? You can no longer, you have expanded, and you can no longer fit back into the area that you once fit in, right? Because you've grown. And so, and you know, it could also look like a physical, you know, like your vehicle breaking down and you having to go somewhere, and then you meet somebody, or you know, you're forced to get a new vehicle, or you know, circumstances move you physically into an area that you wouldn't necessarily be, and something beautiful and better comes out of it, right? It's the same idea as the expanding out of a place that you can no longer go back to. So, and this is the perfect, towers are a perfect way that the universe tests to see your resolve, your will, your ability to discern what to hold onto and what to let go, what to not, right? It's even like somebody throws you a ball and it's a gross, you know, if you touch it, you're going to get all the gunk, the cooties, right, off of it. And you see it coming and you're just like, no thanks. And you sidestep it and it just falls by your side, right? That's your free will. You chose to not catch something somebody threw at you, right? A lot of the times we're so distracted and whatever that instinctively we catch a thing that comes towards us, and then we're like, oh, we got all this gunk, and then the person's like, hey, give me back my ball, and you're like, oh, I'll give it to you, all right, and you throw it back, and then they're like, hey, don't throw this at me, and then they throw it back at you, and then now you're engaged in this thing and your hands are filthy, and then, you know, you got nowhere to rub it, and now you're rubbing it on your pants, and now your pants are filthy, right? Take all the metaphors you need to get to a place where you can choose what you hold on to. You can choose what you pick up. You can choose, you know, you could even, like, maybe you didn't catch it right away and it landed at your feet and you look down at it and you're like, that looks interesting. Maybe I should pick that up. But it's like got spikes on it and, you know, it doesn't look too good. When you look at it, it makes you feel, ugh, but you still go and pick it up. Like, you have the free will to do whatever you want. And that's the point, right? You also have the free will to not. Be like, oh, no thank you, and just walk over there. Okay. What do we got? Okay, we've got this Knight of Pentacles, this choosing to go within, this balanced masculine, feminine, going within, and the shining for all to see here. Speaking your truth, being fertile, being intuitive, being protected, guarded, right? We've got the lions on either side of her throne there. It's like protecting of a gateway. We've got this portal in behind. And yeah, this one, the Five of Pentacles, fives are like a midway point of 10, right? So it could go either way. You can either be heading up or heading down. And just like this masculine and feminine shadow figures here holding hands, they're either moving towards or moving away. And because we've got this detail-oriented night here, slow moving but long lasting, fertile, right? Look at all the blooms here. Ready. This is readiness to move. And then we have this Queen of Wands here, which is shining, fertile, vocal, all of those things. This is the choice to move within. This temple is representative of your heart, of your inner realms. This is that dedication to self-mastery. Okay, so I feel like this is here, or it could be here. This is the choosing to take part in the creation of your world. This is the dedication. And these are the releasing of old versions with gratitude and recognition, and your ability to discern, to cut away, to do what's necessary. And then this readiness here, I think that process makes you ready to move on sparks of creative thoughts, right? Dedication. And this is boundaries, right? And this is an armored knight ready to move. So this is kind of like the preparation before manifesting, making sure that there are no lingering devils, lingering doubts and fears that will poison the soil before you plant. Okay. And this Queen of Wands, I want to put her there because I feel like she is the speaker of truth. Okay. And that could even be the messages that you are drawing into yourself, attached to your own acknowledgement of truths, of your truths, right? Of those things. This could even be like your acknowledgement of your own worthiness to receive, contributing to your ability to receive and for things to come towards you. And I just was just considering her being up here, and my eye was drawn to this little space here that looked a bit like an eyeball. And then I noticed that it was a key, and I never noticed that key there before. And so this is about your acknowledgement that you hold the key to your own lock. And I'm not sure what that means yet. You know, typically we have like the masculine and feminine parts, right? The lock would be the feminine and the key is the masculine. And the other thing with locks and keys is that there typically is only one key per lock, right? Only one specific key. It's like they're made for each other. And, you know, a lot of the times we are looking for someone else to unlock us. And I think part of the spiritual growth, part of the empowering process is recognizing that you are whole without anybody else. Like you don't need anybody else to unlock you, right? This is that balanced masculine, feminine going within. And it also could be, you know, unlocking your gifts and the recognition that you hold the key. Maybe we can ask for some clarity on this. What does the key mean in this reading? What does the key mean? Is the key relevant? It has to be because it stood out in a way like it never had before. Meditate. Go within and meditate on it. Okay, this is that, I feel like this is here. Dedication to self-mastery. And also the grief alongside of release, right? That letting go of the old versions of self. There are levels of grief involved, right? When you expand out of your comfort zone, you can still reminisce and think about those days when, that pond, that little pond that you grew out of, and you still recognize it as an integral part of the process of your becoming. You needed to exist in that pond. That pond needed to exist for you in order for you to grow in the way that you did, to get to a place where you outgrew the pond, right? The pond served its purpose so that you could become a star. Shining bright like a diamond. Right? The diamond becomes a diamond through extreme pressure and heat, I think. And so the diamond shines and can no longer go back to its old form, but there is a recognition of the processes that it needed to go through in order to become. And there is the world, the wheel of fortune, the world turning in your favor, the wheel turning in your favor. This is a fortunate thing that you are drawing in towards yourself. This is what is coming in this offer, this turnabout, this turnaround. This actually could be here, the result of consolidating your resources and stuff that's happening behind the scenes that are yet to be revealed, that's coming towards you, and I feel like it will cause a tower. Right? Like if it's a person, place, or thing, if it's like a job opportunity or offer that changes your world completely, right? Maybe you have to travel. You have an opportunity to travel the world for your job or to relocate, right? That's a tower. That's you moving out of your small pond, right? Or if it's a person that comes into your life and it's a friendship or a support system or network, and you have lived your whole life doing everything on your own without support, that's going to cause a tower. Suddenly, you have extra hands, extra heart, extra mind, in a supportive way. And that's enough to, cause towers. Winning the lottery, right? Going from, $4,700 to $47 million. Like that's going to cause a tower or two, right? But this consolidating your energy, this is part of that creating boundaries and letting go of the things that are not utilizing your energy towards your highest and greatest self. Yeah, this is your work and dedication that's turning the wheel in your favor. And it's taking some time. It took some time. It's all about momentum, creating the momentum to get you where you got to go. And I feel like this is actually attached to your boundaries, because this is the dedicated, your hand in creating of your world and the creating the boundaries against anything that steers you away from your goals. Okay, we'll go through one more time with this deck before moving on to a new deck. If there's any more cards that want to come out, add to this reading. The Ten of Swords, kind of flipped. This one is a recognition of the things that are holding you back from getting up and going after what you want. Okay, the Emperor flipped a little bit more. Okay, so I really feel like the doubts and fears, the things that hold you back, it's really time to release them, because this balance, this Emperor moving towards the Empress here, needs a clear channel, needs an unobstructed path. Okay, I'm just being shown like a traffic scene, and the emperor is like, I don't know, got sirens, and doubts and fears and stuff like that are all like pedestrians or roadblocks or vehicles that are getting in the way. And oh, you know, in The Princess Bride, when what's his name? Fezzik? Is it? No, not Fezzik. The giant and Inigo, they reunite and they decide that they have to find the man in black. And they are going through this market space, or the space where there's a bunch of people, and as Inigo can't get through. And so he's like, says to his buddy, come on, help me out here, or whatever he says. Oh, I'm doing it not justice at all, but he says, everybody move, and everybody just parts ways, and then they can walk through. Okay, that was a long-winded way of reiterating this clear path. The emperor needs clear path, and your free will, your belief, your trust, your faith in the unseen is what clears the path. Okay, and I feel like this is that key to the lock, right? The masculine is the key and the feminine is the lock here. The balancing of your masculine and feminine energies. Okay, the feminine, or the empress, draws in and holds the vision, trusting the intuition, connecting to what she wants, and the emperor takes action upon it. Okay, that's the balancing of your masculine and feminine energies. You're getting the things done in the garden. What is it in the garden? Your action and your appreciation. Your empress is the one that's like, I want a garden bed right in this corner. I want it to go like this because I can picture it going like this, and then the plants are all spilling out on this side, and then we'll have a row there, and blah, 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 blah. She's got the vision. And the emperor's like, okay, got it. And then he goes out there, and he's the one that gets the tools out, cuts the edge, rips the plants out, fills the soil, and she comes and sprinkles the seeds. Okay, so these are the new cards. Mushroom cards. Speaking of garden. So this is the Mushroom Spirit Oracle. So we'll ask that the mushroom spirits come on out. We've got Red Cage, Capture. Okay. Let's see what that's all about. I have no idea. 26. It's edible in its egg stage. Oh, cool. Okay, the message is go after what you want and don't hold on too tightly to it. The red cage mushroom is effective at what it does, and that is, it gets what it wants. The holes in the cage are too large to hold anything in, but the gleba is inside, so the flies must go in. The flies don't ever get stuck. They're not trapped, just enticed by what is on offer. They have formed a relationship with the cage mushroom, one of mutual reciprocity. The message here is to know what is necessary to capture your dreams. Do whatever it takes until you get what you want. Learn what you need to do or acquire to manifest what you want. Do you need to upskill, read and research more, do a course, or ask questions from others? Ask yourself, what do I need to do to bring me what I want? Once you understand what is needed, put your plan in place and execute it. Okay, that is exactly what I was saying. The Empress, she holds the plan and the Emperor executes it. There's your balance of masculine and feminine. Form the relationships you need and make progress towards your goals. It is only you who can set the trap. When you capture what you are trying to, let it go. If it can come and go freely, it will set the wheels in motion for the larger purpose you needed for it to manifest. Something that may have seemed frightening at first might reveal to you it is here to help and has a greater purpose than you assumed. Okay. So this is your ability to manifest. Okay, and go after what you want here. Turn the wheel in your favor. Beautiful. Yay, look at it. Nicola McIntosh. I love it. Perfect new deck for us. Okay, I'm just going to do a kitty reading, or kitty card here, and then we'll call it a day. I love it. Beautiful, beautiful confirmations here. In the openness, it even confirms the openness here of this, the first card, the Arcturian card. Remaining open, right? Just like the red cage. This is that freedom of energy flow, right? It's like the balance between receiving and releasing, okay, which was at the start of the message here. Patience. Yes, all things. This is that knight. This Knight of Pentacles is patiently waiting till he's in the right frame of mind, until he's got all of his ducks in a row, or T's crossed and I's dotted, or whatever, right? Before making the move, before making sure that he's guarded against any thoughts that disempower, before running with them. Because he's got this realization that those devils, those doubts, those fears, those things that hold you back, they're like invisible weights. We don't need that. We need to fly, not be held back, right? Okay, patience. Meet Snugpuff. She transmutes our restless urgency and "are we there yet?" complaints into an appreciation of what is right now. Let go of everything that will come after this moment and have faith that you are exactly where you need to be. Draw a circle around the present moment and relax into it with Snugpuff curled up on your lap. Sometimes we believe we need to be at our destination right now, but there is so much to be learned and discovered right here where we are. Let's be patient with ourselves, our loved ones, and the world around us. There is time for a nap. Yay! Yeah. Just like after planting the seed, there's a period of allowing it to grow before you get to see its beautiful blooms, right? And the more that you can honor and appreciate its process with patience, then I feel like the bigger the blooms will be. And you also might just turn around one day and they're blooming and you're like, oh, wow, beautiful. Because I was so busy focusing over here on this beautiful thing. Okay, so there's the messages for today, this beautiful day. And I hope that there were some things in there for you that were gorgeous and enlightening and empowering, and all of the things that you need to move forward more confidently, with love in your heart. Okay, so there you have it, and I appreciate you and love you and wish you all the best. Until next time, love you. Bye for now.